Pas de soleil, pas de soleil, pas de soleil.
Welcome back, nail queens, to my Everything Nails YouTube channel. I'm doing press-ons here today, but on my right hand I actually have jelly tips on. However, I am doing press-ons for this set here because I'm doing a shape that I'm not really so used to, and it's very sculpted. So anyways, straight to the details of these colors I have here. These are Triple D's new fall release colors. They're so gorgeous. Oh my gosh, especially that pumpkin spice color. It's called Sweet Potato Pie, by the way. Anyways, I'm still trying to figure out what colors I want to wear, but I love blue, and blue with an orange gold really goes good together. Houston Astros, anyone? Blue and orange? No? Maybe? Yeah. So these are the two colors I am definitely going to wear today. However, the others will be debuted some other time during this fall season. So this color is called Falling Leaves, for a very good reason, because there's leaves in it, like leaf shape glitters. And there's this black one, but there's also like a creamy side to it too. So if you flip it over, it's actually a different color. So it's black and like a creamy yellow color, not necessarily yellow. So first things first, I like to dip my press-ons on these links. These are from the Painted Desert, and they are incredible for dipping. I'm using carpet tape right here. That's the white stuff I'm putting on here, and that is how I adhere my tips to these stands, or these links, whatever you want to call them. That's how I adhere them so that the tips do not move, and I'm able to file, shape, and buff on these tips without them being wobbly. It's an incredible tool. So the tips I'm using here today are the Triple D round shape. These are extremely sculpted, by the way, but I actually there's something about this round shape that I like. But I'm like, I don't know if I love it, but I do like it. So I decided I'm gonna give it another go. I wore them recently with the Triple D gel, and I'm gonna try it again, but with her dip powder. So I am sizing all of the tips to my nails to see which ones fit, which one's the most appropriate fit for my nails, and then I just attach them to these links with the carpet tape. The carpet tape is incredibly strong. Like, if you guys are having problems with making press-ons or anything, and you feel that it's like the tack that you're using is not sturdy enough, go over on Amazon and get the carpet tape that I'm using. I think it's like $2. That's literally how affordable it is, and it lasts forever. It's a good size roll. Right now I'm just filing off the little tabs that tend to be at the very tip of the free edge on press-ons, and I'm using my dip powder base bond to apply a coat of the base bond onto the tip. So this is real time. This is usually about how slow I go when I'm applying base bond onto my tips. And I'm using very thin dip liquids for this. If you have a medium viscosity or thicker viscosity of dip liquids, your tips will look bulky. I've gotten a lot of questions on how I make my tips look so thin, especially when I'm using dip powder, and the key is to use thin dip liquids. If you're using the gel method and your gel is a thicker viscosity, you might also experience the issue of it looking really bulky. So that's the best advice I got, is use thinner dip liquids. Sometimes when I dip, there's a lot of liquid still left on the nail and it hasn't fully absorbed the powder, so I just dip the tip or my actual nail back into the powder. See, just like that, it's still wet. It has that wet look to it. Just dip it back in the powder so it can fully absorb, so that when you go to dust it off, you're not actually getting any gooey, gummy yuckiness on your duster brush. So now I'm just dusting everything off, and I'm going to dip all of the nails a second time. I believe I only did these twice. Yeah, I only did them twice, so that just goes to show how many dips you need with a thin liquid to get full coverage. I mean, of course, if the brand you're using isn't using the appropriate amount of pigment and it's more of a sheer look, you might have to do more dips, which sucks if you're trying to make them look thin. But Triple D has great coverage on her dips, and I only have to do 2 dips to get full coverage.
Pas de soleil, pas de soleil, pas de soleil. Pas de soleil, pas de soleil, pas de soleil.
Now is time for the fun part, and it is to work with the chunky glitter. Using glitters on press-ons, and to be honest, on your regular nail when you're doing it over any kind of like builder gel or extension like that, can get bulky fast. So making sure that you're using a method that ensures that you get full coverage but also as thin coverage as possible is very important when working with chunky dips. So I just did one layer on here, and that's all I did, and then I'm just dabbing base bond, and I just like manually place the glitter pieces where I want them to fill in any empty spaces. This way I don't do a second dip and add a crap ton of chunky glitter to the nail where it's unnecessary. So now for this nail here, I'm going to do a glitter ombre. I am using a fluffy eyeshadow brush. It's actually a Rebel nail ombre brush. Just save yourself some money, go to the Dollar Tree and get yourself some eyeshadow brush. It works just the same. But I'm just like ombreing or sprinkling on the powder shit. Yep, just spilled that. Alright, back to business. Cleaned all that up. Gonna try to be a little bit more careful here. And now I'm just gonna sprinkle on over the base bond. I didn't apply base bond to the entire nail, as you can tell, because I didn't want the glitter to go all the way to the cuticle if it accidentally flicked that way. So I'm going to activate these nails here, and I'm going to clear encapsulate the glitters because yes, I do clear encapsulate my glitters. I just find it to be a must-have. It makes a world of a difference. So the clear I have here is DP90 from Sparkle & Co. I have their 6-ounce jar. It is totally worth the money, but if you can like get it during Black Friday, it's even more worth it because it's like dirt cheap. Alright, so these colors have sat in the clear for quite a while, so I'm going to dust them off, and I'm going to have to activate File Shape and Buff. I will say that chunky one over on the left is looking kind of rough. I'm going to have to put a lot of elbow grease into the filing, shaping, and buffing of this, and I will be sure to trim down the footage because it was like 3 minutes of me filing, shaping, and buffing the full glitter nail. It's a lot of work if you're using chunky glitters this way, but it's worth it to put in the time and the effort to get that fine, smooth surface, which is another reason why you always want to encapsulate your chunky glitters in clear so that when you file, shape, and buff, you're not tarnishing the glitter and turning it silver. You're preserving the color, but also getting that gorgeous, wonderful shape that you're aiming for. This one has to be my favorite nail. I literally love blue and orange together, especially like this coppery, like goldish orange. It's just really, really pretty, especially in fall. Right now I'm applying nail primer. This is like a gel primer to the top of the cleansed, activated, file shaped and buff nails because I'm gonna apply a gel top coat. I love applying gel top coats on top of my press-ons. It gives it not only an ultimate shine, it makes it more resistant to scratching, but the gel primer helps ensure that it doesn't peel. I don't know if you guys have ever experienced putting gel top coat on top of dip powder and you experience peeling. Try either using a gel primer or a gel base coat to reduce that from happening. If you use a gel base coat, obviously it's going to add more thickness, more bulk, which is why I opt for the gel primer over the gel base. Alright, so I'm finishing up the gel top coat on the last nail, then I'm going to press these on. I have several videos on how I apply press-ons. I just released one on Monday if you want to go check that out. I'll have that linked here in the cards. So it's a very helpful video on how I make my press-ons last longer. So here they are pressed on. I really love how this turned out. I think this goldish, like orangey glitter, this coppery glitter is gorgeous, especially the way it's like paired with the blue. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!